All right, guys, welcome to another live stream. Welcome to another live stream. Happy Wednesday. Happy Wednesday. All right, I had to do the live stream a little bit early today. I have some stuff to do in the afternoon, so I had to do this live stream super early today. But yeah, so the market or the government has officially shut down. They did not come to a resolution, both sides. So now we have the government shut down. So we'll go over, what are the implications of this? Obviously, we've seen, if you haven't looked at crypto prices shot up. So we'll talk about that. But let me check my mic really quick before we get started. So give me just a second. Before we get started. So give me just a second. All right, guys, welcome to another live stream. Welcome to another live stream. Happy Wednesday. Happy Wednesday. All right, I had to do the live stream a little bit early today. I have some stuff to do in the afternoon, so I had to do this live stream super early today. But yeah, so Okay. The market or the government has officially shut down. They did. All right, so it looks like the mic is working pretty good. Okay, so let's go over this government shutdown and what are the implications of this, and why is it positive for crypto, right? There was the Coin Bureau trading channel. I forget. I think it was Dan on that channel said it would be very positive for crypto, and it looks like that's the case. So let's go into the reasons why. So possible mechanisms why this could be potentially bullish for crypto. Um, so number one, it says dollar weakness, right? Weakness, FX sentiment shift. So it says when confidence in U.S. Physical stability is shaken, the U.S. dollar can weaken versus other currencies. Indeed, reports show the dollar dropped to a week low following the shutdown. Yeah, so basically, if the government shuts down, it kind of just signals a weakness in the U.S. dollar, the U.S. economy. We can't get together to make a decision. Budgeting doesn't get passed, so that affects the dollar, right? So obviously, if the dollar gets weakened, people look to other assets to preserve their money. So that's number one. He says a weaker dollar makes dollar price assets like BTC, Ethereum relatively more attractive to foreign buyers, like we mentioned. Their purchasing power in USD terms improve. Right. You with those assets, since they're not going down opposed to the dollar, you could buy more of the US dollar with those assets. So it just makes sense to move over or switch over to those assets. It says also institutional capital flows might shift away from dollar risk and toward alternative assets. Makes sense. Number two, it says risk sentiment and safe haven rotation. It says a shutdown introduces uncertainty. Some investors may rotate capital towards assets perceived as non correlated or hedges against traditional systems. Yeah, and this is probably one of the main things too. When the dollar weakens, people are looking for other assets that are not, traditional, right? In crypto, for the most part, is decentralized. I mean, obviously, Bitcoin is. We have some other projects that are, fully decentralized. Obviously, there's some that are managed by, teams and companies that could be, argued to be more centralized or like the traditional system. But for the most part, cryptocurrencies are decentralized and they don't follow the typical, value structure as a company, right? So people will look to those type of assets to run into, and also the supply as well. A lot of these cryptocurrencies have a cap supply, so it doesn't matter what the government does, it's not going to trigger any supply change in those assets. So that's another reason why people would rotate into these type of assets. So that said, crypto is volatile and risky, so it could also suffer in risk-off environments. So that's true as well. Okay, so it says number three, delayed economic data slash policy uncertainty. It says with government operations halted, key data releases, job reports, inflation data may be delayed, making monetary policy decisions harder to forecast. And this is true. We were talking about this the other day that if the government shut down, the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics said they won't come out with these job numbers that were supposed to come out Friday. So without those numbers, it's hard to tell where the Fed is going to go regarding inflation decisions and things like that. So, it just brings uncertainty into the market. Everybody's waiting for this rate cut here in October because we got one in September. We haven't had one for a while. So people want this next rate cut to go through. And without this data coming out, it brings a lot of uncertainty into these traditional assets, and also, to the fact that, are we going to get a rate cut or not? So yeah, I think that uncertainty piece is a big piece of it. And I honestly still think we're going to get the rate cut. I think this was more of, the two sides, Republican and Democrats, just trying to get their way and whatnot. But I think ultimately, probably in a few days or so, they'll come to some decision to, agree on policy and budget and things like that. They'll come to some common ground and get that done, in my opinion. So yeah, I think that's another one as well. The uncertainty piece, or delayed economic data. Delayed economic data will now allow for the institutional traders and big money to forecast where the market's going to go. But again, I still think we do get that rate cut. I think this is just more of a tactic, and we're going to see some type of resolution here in the next few days, right? Okay, number four, narrative and psychological factors. Crypto has a built-in narrative of being outside of the traditional system. During times of government dysfunction, that narrative can gain strength, lowering speculative capital. Media coverage, momentum trading, and herd behavior can exaggerate moves. Yeah, so I'm going to add on to this piece. I think also the historical 4-year cycle plays a part of this, right? Everybody's talking about the 4-year cycle is done. We're going into a 5-year cycle, a super cycle. But I mean, we're getting all the perfect news and the perfect environment to, follow the trend of the 4-year cycle. We're getting interest rate cuts. We already got an interest rate cut. The government shutdown, so weakening in the dollar, suggests people are going to trend or rotate to different assets. 3, we've already seen a lot of institutional companies and people and whales, adopt BTC as one of their main investments or main way to preserve their capital on their balance sheets. We've seen them take on huge positions and consistently add to their pile of cryptocurrency on their balance sheet. So, all those factors are lining up with the 4-year cycle, right? So for me, the 4-year cycle is not broken. It just seems like every 4 years, the news lines up, right? It lined up in 2017. It lined up in 2020 or 2021. And now the same thing in 2025. And then also 2013 as well, right? So 4 years or 4 cycles back to back. It just so happens every 4 years, the economic environment lines up to where it sets up the perfect storm for a crypto bull market and a parabolic run. So I'm not sure, you have all these people on crypto Twitter or YouTube, talking about, they draw these charts and lines and all this stuff. But for me, we know every 4 years the news is going to line up. So it doesn't matter what you say. We know around this time we're going to get positive news that's going to support a parabolic run. So, Yeah, that's just my take on it. I think a lot of people try to do prediction videos and they try to time the market, and I just think if you dollar cost average and you're able to be patient for the 4 year cycle, you're able to benefit a lot. I think that's the key. Because I was here during the 2017 cycle, the 2021 cycle, and the main thing that you needed to be successful is just be patient, wait for the cycle to play out, and add to your position on dips, right? So, yeah. Um, so yeah, that narrative and that psychological factor is one of the other things too that is making cryptocurrency go up, in my opinion. So you have the dollar weakness, risk sentiment, delayed economic data, and then four, that that typical 4 year psychological narrative. And again, when it comes to trading and taking positions, you really can't change human behavior, right? Human behavior has been the same for centuries, and it's just not going to change. Yeah, you might have some outliers, people that you know able to beat the market. But for most people, they're going to follow their emotions. They're going to follow what others are doing. So it's really just knowing the market cycle and knowing how to take advantage of it. So yeah. Okay. So it says what excuse me. It says what we see in current data news. The dollar did weaken after the shutdown began. Some reports suggest that crypto markets actually face declines or increased volatility amid the shutdown risks, not just straight upward movement. It's also true. Some commentary argues the relationship is more about investor flow, sentiment, and macro risk rather than a direct weaker dollar equal a higher crypto rule. Yeah, and obviously there's different things that go into it. But essentially, the news lines up to the 4 year cycle, which causes investor flows to change, sentiment to change, macro risk to change. And again, I feel like the news always just lines up with the cycle, right? After a certain period of time, if every 4 years the same thing happens with price, after the halving, is it the news that matches the cycle, or is it the cycle that matches the news? Right? I would say it's the news, right? Because the news could change. The news could be whatever, but the cycle is the cycle. The cycle is every 4 years. That's just not changing. Bottom line and what to watch. Yes, a weaker dollar can help crypto push price upwards by making crypto more attractive to non-US investors, but it's more of a supportive factor than a deterministic cause. Sentiment flows, liquidity, leverage, macro risks tend to matter a lot in crypto. During shutdowns, things like volatility. Yeah, and then also too, um, again, right? The FTX has it's going to be distributing to people that lost money due to the bankruptcy and things like that. So that's coming out right now too. So again, more bullish news. So is that a coincidence that it happens towards the time where crypto goes parabolic? Could FTX have given that money in July opposed to now, right? For me, I think they know, like, okay, market. Well, for me, people save their news for the most bullish times, in my opinion, because you see it with crypto projects as well. I've seen a lot of crypto projects where they have bullish news to release, but they wait to release it during a Binance listing or more of a bullish time, so that way they can do more. They can give assets more volatility to the upside. So yeah, I think a lot of this stuff is planned, and people think it just plays out the way it plays out, but there's a reason for everything. And I honestly even think too, from a Fed perspective, I think they're paying attention to the market as well. I mean, we had Jerome Powell said that he thought that the market was overvalued, so obviously he pays attention to the market. And you can't tell me that him paying attention to the market doesn't impact his decision, whether he says it or not. is one thing, but it just seems that every 4 years, all the news, all the Fed decisions lines up with the 4 year cycle. So yeah, that's just my take on it. All right. Let's see. Is there anything else? Let's take a look at these prices really quick. Yeah, so Bitcoin is at 116.4, right? Just yesterday it was at 114,000. Now, if we look at Bitcoin dominance has tanked. Yesterday it was at 59%, like 59.18, and just overnight it crashed, right? And Bitcoin went up to like $2,500. So in my opinion, the narrative that we are heading into altcoin season is the correct narrative for me. A lot of people speculate that Bitcoin dominance is going to continue to go up, and that could possibly happen too. But I think Bitcoin's going to have to surge a lot higher opposed to compared to these altcoins, right? Because you got to remember, there's over like 10,000 coins in the market, and now there's a lot more liquidity going into different coins. So it's going to take a lot of a pump. And again, I think either way, it's good for investors, people that are in altcoins, because the higher Bitcoin goes, the stronger the altcoin season is going to be. But I really think the altcoin season, if it happened this month, it would be strong regardless. Because in my opinion, there's been like a few altcoins that have done decently well, like Solana, Aerodrome, Binance has did good, Zcash. I've been seeing Zcash go up a lot recently, but for the most part, all the altcoins, we really haven't had a true altcoin season. So it's it's not like things have gone up, 10x, 12x like they usually do. Now, obviously, it'll probably be a little bit slightly different now, but I think the top 2 to 300 coins are still going to do what they do. You're going to have a lot of 10, 20x's, 30x's, and we haven't seen that yet in the market. And I think we're coming on, we're getting close to that, right? And for me, if Bitcoin dominance is going to surge up a lot higher, that just means, it just suggests that the market's going to extend out maybe into 2026, and history doesn't support. Maybe again, the first quarter of 2026 would still follow the traditional path. So again, BTC dominance could go up, but right now it's going to need a lot more liquidity. Like it's going to need to go to like 130, 140 to outpace the liquidity that's going into the altcoins currently. Because again, it went up $2,000 last night, and Bitcoin dominance fell. Right, going up 2,000 in a few hours, that's a lot. And for Bitcoin dominance to fall, just suggests that a lot of liquidity is going into altcoins. We do have ETFs coming up this month as well. A lot of people are bullish on that. So if those get approved, that's going to be very positive for altcoins. And again, traditional cycle towards the end of the year after the halving, we get really bullish. I mean, we get really parabolic with these altcoins. So I can't see like in October. I think there's going to be a certain sector of altcoins that go a lot higher. In my opinion, it's probably going to be AI. I mean, Nvidia just had really good earnings. The data center crisis is just getting worse, and AI is the biggest narrative in my opinion. And it's being slept on right now. A lot of people are following this coin, Aster, this gaming coin, and usually the market does that to where it gives you a coin to distract you from the sector that's actually going to explode here pretty soon. I think Aster is the decoy, but I think AI is going to resurge, and you're seeing it with coins like Tau, Render, and things like that. So let's see what's going on here. All right, I think we're good. Um, all right. I don't know why this is. Okay, I think it's good now. But yeah, you're seeing it with Tau, Render, and coins like that. So we're going to see, right? We're in October. Today's October 1st. So there's no need to wait anymore. A lot of people have speculation, but we're in the month of October in Q4. So officially in Q4, government has shut down, crypto's up. So we'll see how this month plays out. It should be a good month. But let's play some chess. Probably play a game or two, and then I'm going to log off for the day. Again, I did this live stream early because I won't be here in the afternoon, and I just wanted to get it out the way. I don't like missing a live stream, so I was like, let me just get it done and get it out the way. Okay, let's play. Um. Oh, you know what? That's what I did. I usually keep my mouse. I thought I. Hold on, let me connect my mouse. Give me a sec. All right. I think we're good now. All right, let's play some Blitz. Darn it. Um, Darn it. I believe he got out of that. Darn it. Oh my goodness. Oh wow. That was my bad. I wasn't paying attention. Oh, darn it. Oh, wow. Just gave up a free piece. Oh, he didn't see it. He didn't see it. All right, let's do a rematch. That was totally a blunder. Oh, darn it. Okay, that's fine. 2 for 1. Darn it. Oof. Hmm. Should be fine. Actually, mm, mm. Wait a second. If I do that, darn it, did he? Uh, he might have gotten me actually. Yeah, I think I screwed up here. Uh, um, yeah. Oh wow. Checkmate. Yeah, he couldn't see it. Darn it. That was stupid of me. I let him like. Yeah, you don't want that rematch. Let's see. All right. Oops. Hmm. Oh my goodness. That was crazy. Oh my goodness. That was nuts. I should have just, I don't know what I was doing there. This dude's been getting lucky. Hella lucky. Like, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh Lord. That's crazy. I don't even know how this dude's winning these. This is nuts. Fake news. All right. Let's run it back. Mm. Hmm. She'd be good with this, no? Wow. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. I mean, I don't know how this dude's pulling these off. Hey, what's up, bro? What's up, man? Good morning. Man, I gotta use the bathroom too. All right, this is probably gonna be my last game with this. Hmm. Yeah, no. I'm gonna let that happen, buddy. I gotta push this pawn up. What? Darn it. Oh, darn it. Oh my goodness. This dude is like, I don't know what the heck, man. It's eating here. Your gameplay don't seem to be 12 elo. Okay, bro. I'm in game. All right, I'm gonna I'll ban you. How about that? I'll ban you. If you're getting bored, then I'll ban you. I don't want you to get bored, so I gotta ban you. Darn it. Good luck, buddy. Here we go. Yeah, I gotta use the bathroom. Give me just a sec. All right, sorry. How did I go to the bathroom? Let's see if. Oh, it looks like he went away. All right. All right. Let me do one more, and I'll call it a good day. Or maybe a few more. All right. Right up. Yeah. I had to use the bathroom, so I was like, couldn't even focus. I feel like he would have lost a lot more. There we go. There we go. Free pawn. I don't know. We'll see. Ah. I think that is checkmate, right? Is it not? It's close to it, I think. Darn it. All right. I think that's pretty much it. But yeah, government shut down today. It's pretty interesting for the crypto market. We're gonna see how this plays out for October. But that's pretty much it. I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.